All right. Good morning. How we doing? How we feeling? All right. I hope everybody had a great Super Bowl Sunday. If you're rooting for the Pats, if you were rooting for the Rams, it's too bad. And I'm sorry if I spoiled it for anyone who's like, I taped the game. Anyway, oops. Anyway, yeah. So let's talk about how did the warm up go? How did we do? What do we remember? What did we forget?
Almost everything.
Almost everything. Okay. Did you have the tools to find what you needed? But did you have the tools to find what you needed? Oh, okay, great. So that's like totally fine not to remember stuff. Nobody remembers everything all the time, right? This is like, as a developer, it's more important to like keep a memory of like where to find specific information than it is to remember that information. It's the same way as like when you're in a relationship and like if my wife can't remember if we were to park a car, she can't remember. But she knows I remember. So she says to me, hey, remember where we parked. And so she's storing that information in me, right? I'm a like little database there, right? Just like if I was speaking with someone in Thai, I'm not going to learn Thai because my wife already knows it. So I can get information from her in order to pass information, right? We do this all the time, and so it's totally normal to do this as a developer too. Like, where do I know Express, right? So you don't have to have it all memorized. That'd be tough. Anyway, so let's get going. Gonna introduce something new right away, right in the morning. So this is called the Express Application Generator. Since we already know Express and we've graduated from season 3, we are now allowed to like use something like this. So how does this work? Well, copy and paste, npm install Express Generator G. So I'm gonna copy and paste that into my terminal. So now I will have this Express command, rats. Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
What does this command do?
You will see in a second. Right, so now we have this Express generator, and I'm already inside of my project, Latergram, and I am going to use this Express generator, but I just write Express, and then I name the folder that I want. For this one, I guess I'll just call it backend. Hit enter. And now I can open up Atom. And if we look here, we got our little backend here, and oh, nice. So a lot has already been created for me, all the boilerplate. So I've got app.js. Oops, let's get that a little bigger. And we can go, oh, okay, so we've got this Express, path, cookie parser, this logger, all this stuff, including these routes, app Express, set, I'm using logger as a dev, Express JSON. This is like that cookie parser that we've seen. Here's actual couple routes. I have a 404. What else? We can take a look. We've got our routes here. This is our basic index routes. Got our user routes here. And that's, bin is kind of interesting. This is where we're actually setting the port. So we can listen at port 3000 and all that. So I can just cd in the backend, and I can node app.js. Didn't work at all. Maybe I need to npm install. Probably, right? Let me just check something. Yeah, this should be all I need to fire. So let's try again. Okay. Interesting. So I think it's working. Let's check. No, it's not working. Okay.
Is it on a different?
Shouldn't be. See, I'm not getting this. Maybe I have to run this file. I'm not as familiar with Express Generator. I thought it'd be something cool. Hey Reed, are you really familiar with Express Generator?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not running.
It's not?
No.
What's up?
App.js? Is that not the right one? Do I have to do www?
You should just be able to do npm start.
npm start?
Yeah. Express Generator.
Thank you.
Express Generator has like a specific like proc file that where you like set a. You'll notice that in app.js we don't do app listen.
Right. We do it in here.
Right. So npm start is what actually like puts all of that stuff together and makes it run on the server.
Great. Here. So we could have actually ran just the www file. Right? It's the script for start. That was going to be the second guess. Had Reed not come in? Thank you, Reed. 6 save. Okay. So now we get this little Express. Welcome to Express. And we've got all the boilerplate code started. So now we can just worry about doing what we want to do. Pretty easy, assuming you know how to run it. All right, cool. So let's talk about the tables. What did we think? What did a lot of people plan out? How did it go? Yeah, Trey?
Had a user table.
We had a users table.
Users had ID.
Okay, so they had ID. What else?
Name.
Sure, they had a name.
Or username.
Or a username. It's same diff, right? And an email, maybe. That's probably enough for now. Right, some days I'll have some kind of password thing. What else? What else do we have?
Photos.
Sure, we got a photos table. Tell me about that.
Have an ID.
Okay.
Commenter ID.
Does a photo have? So So can a photo have a lot of comments?
Yeah.
So if a photo can have a lot of comments, if we had a comment ID here, how would that work? Comment. So how can a lot of people comment on a photo?
Yes.
Right. So if we think about it as like this table, right, where we have photos, and we're going to have an ID. So let's say 7, and then we have, if we had like a user ID, 3, but then another user, now we're stuck. So we don't want to put that on the photo table, but that's not a bad guess. What else can we have on the photos table? Eric? Yeah, okay, so who it belongs to. So that's not a comment.
No, it's a commenter.
Yeah, that would be still
The user.
a comment.
The person who's commenting.
Yeah, so this is, we don't want this to be a comment, because a comment belongs to a user, and the comment belongs to the photo. But the photo also belongs to a user. So this would hold a user ID, as in this is the person who posted the photo. What else makes sense? What else do we need? Yeah, what? Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah. A URL, for sure. Anything else you think we need for photos? Yeah. All right, and our other table, what's the other one? Comments, okay. What goes on here?
User ID,
Okay, yeah.
photo ID.
User ID, photo ID. Anything else? The body? Sounds good. All right. Are we satisfied with that? What other tables could we have if we wanted to? If we wanted to make this a little bit more like Instagram, what would we add? What could we change? Sorry? Likes? Okay, so if we had a likes table, that would have what? An ID?
We'll have a photo ID,
A photo ID and a user ID? Does that make sense? What else if we wanted to have a real Instagram app? It's another big part of Instagram. Okay, yeah, hashtags. I don't want not a bit. Yeah, that's something. Stories, but like a simplified. Let's stay simple still, but still like there's the main thing on Instagram. It's one more main concept that's bigger than likes. Followers, exactly, right? But people have specific followers, the people that you're following. Your user is just your profile. So we would also could have followers, and I could have a followed ID and a following ID.
I don't understand. How are followers different from users?
Sorry?
How are followers different from users?
So this is talking about a relationship. So this is a user ID, and this is also a user ID. But, so I have an Instagram, right? And if you follow me, like, we both already are in the user table, but that data, that our relationship, that you're following me, has to be stored somewhere. So I would say that my ID would be the followed ID, and you would be the following ID.
Okay.
That's a good question. So I'd say these are like the bulk of the tables without getting too complicated yet. Like there definitely is like hashtags and stuff too, and stories, and but let's still keep it simple. Just when we go on to make our projects, we're going to be looking at something like for the MVP, which is like your minimal viable product, right? So if you go to clone something, like it doesn't have to be everything, right? Because these sites have been around for years, thousands of people working on them. Probably not going to be able to execute the same thing. But you can execute something that looks and resembles and is similar to something. Okay, cool. So let's get into that. So first thing we got to do is we're going to make a folder called DB. Cool. And then inside of here, let's create our file. I'm going to call it latergram.sql for our SQL. Okay, how do we do it? Okay, drop database, it exists, latergram. Okay, next. Awesome. Create database, diagram. Cool. What's next? Anyone else? What do we get next? What are we doing next? Yeah.
That slash, the or backslash, C, and the property.
Cool. Next. Create table, sure. What's our first table going to be? Users? So we said we were going to do an ID. What's special about the ID? Perfect. What else? I've forgotten L somewhere. Thank you. Clutch. Okay, we said we had a little talk between username versus name. I'll go ahead and do that. Sure. And we'll do varchar. We want people to be able to not know, right? Okay. And we said email. Yikes. And that was the same thing. So you can't play unless you have an email. Sounds fair. All right. Coming up next, what do we got next?
Photos.
Photo. I don't know. I heard photos. So, right, this should be pretty similar, right? Create table. I even do the same spelling errors. Photos. ID. Serial. Primary. Key. Whoops. What else was on there? URL. Varchar. Not know. And user ID. What about the user ID? What do I have to do here? And references. Like that?
No.
Okay. User's ID. What about when if a user gets deleted? Just thinking ahead. What should happen to its photos? What is it? There you go. Okay. On delete. Do we think this is the appropriate behavior if they delete themselves, that their photo should be gone? Okay, yeah, I agree, right? It would kind of stink if you decide to no longer participate, but then you're still in the game. Okay, so we got user ID on delete cascade. That looks pretty cool. And then we had comments. All right, let's. Oh man, I'm remembering how repetitive season 3 was. Oh my lord. But we only have to do it like once every now and then. Okay, and we got ID. Let's just copy that. And we gave it a body. Is it text? What do we think should this be?
Text.
Text? What's the difference? Which one's longer? Which one's shorter? Text is longer? Okay. Body, text. And then we said user ID. So I'm gonna copy this line. I'm really lazy. What do we think about that? What do you think? Hang on. Are we okay? Do we think it should, if someone deletes themselves, should it delete all their comments? Right, so that's the thing, right? So if I posted a picture and I you know, of me on the beach, and everybody commented, "Oh my God, you look amazing," and then they deleted themselves. Should that comment go away? Really? See, I say I don't think the comment should go away. I think it should just not say who did the comment. What? Yeah?
Everything that you create gets erased.
Even though it's no longer really yours because you're posting on someone else's?
Yeah, but you created the body of text.
Okay, interesting.
If the photos get deleted, then the comments get deleted.
Well, that I do think so. Yeah, so Trey says, well, what about when the photos get deleted? I'm saying, well, yeah, I think those should definitely delete. But I'm not so sure that I actually agree that this should be cascade. But if we're really passionate about it, we can. I'm not that attached to any of it. Photo ID. I'm assuming this is the same thing. Referencing an ID.
Yeah.
All right, are we missing anything else? We want to do the other tables? And we're already here. Yes, no? No. I can do them on my own. Like later. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it for this because then we'll build on this app maybe each day or something. And you'll have to do more later. Yeah.
When do we use non-null with like user ID, like say on line 15, user ID and non-null references users ID, or do we need that? Or
Oh.
when is the time to use that?
Yeah, we can use that. Where do we put that?
Well, on 15, 21, 22, but I was wondering, is there a reason not to do it, or is it better not to use it?
Well, I would say we probably need an ID to post a photo. Do you know the syntax off the top of your head?
Yeah, just and non-null references.
Right here?
In between and
Okay. We okay with that? Yep.
I think you're asking what is the reason to have not null? Is that what you're
If we needed to if we wanted to always exist, we can do not null. If it's not something that's optional.
Right, well, isn't having the user ID there always going to be there? We don't need to add not null because everybody needs a user ID, right?
That's a great question. Yeah, ideally that's where we eventually will once we have authentication because you'll be signed in as your user. So like, it is kind of redundant because we are going to have it. We're not going to build auth into this yet, but
on that note, is it going to be like auto-generated then, so that it doesn't need non-null? That's one.
we'll be able to pass it because we'll have a current user. But we're not getting an auth for another like couple weeks. All right, well, let's just leave everything like that. Okay. So let's see. Do we remember how to run this?
Easy. Yes,
-F. So it's not seed because we're in a different file. So we we actually gotta write our path. So we do dv/latergram SQL. And it looks like we've got our table. Awesome. So we should probably add some stuff in here, right? That would probably be a good idea. So let's figure that out. I think it'd be fun to get more data than less data. So I'm gonna make another file specifically for seeding. I'm gonna call it seed.js. And we can use Faker to our advantage. So Faker is an NPM package that can generate massive amounts of fake data in the browser and Node. And so basically, you can just import it like this, right? And then require faker. And then you can call things to get information. And it will just do that for you. So that's something that I think is kind of exciting. So let's do it. First thing we have to do is npm install faker. We're on board with this. We'll have to generate fake ID stuff sometimes. So I think it's a good idea. All right. Then inside of our seed file, we can, oh, you know what? We're going to have access to that database, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hook it up right now in our DB. Some quick pause on this. Do our index.js file here. And we can say const. Do we remember what it is? To hook up our database with like PG promise. PGP equals what? Nice. Something like an empty object. Okay. I'd also like to say we don't have PG promise yet, right? So let's add that too. PG promise, and I'm also going to do faker again in this just save because I forgot to do that. And I want it to compile correctly for the next person. What's our next line here? Keep a little louder. You're doing great. PGP, someone else whispered that. Let's all just whisper it. Oh yeah, we forgot equals. And with quotes, and it's something, right? Postgres. Localhost 5432 / latergram latergram. All right, and then let's just module.export it. Okay, cool. So now we have access to this thing. And so inside of our seed file, when we go back to here, let's import that. So I'm going to say const db require /index. So far, so good? Okay, all right. Cool, so let's get faker going. Let's go const faker. Wire faker. I might have to restart my server after all this, I'm not really sure. But we'll know sooner or later. Okay, so if we're gonna try to create something, right, we want to make, like let's say we wanted to make 25 users, right, which would take us a really long time to do that by hand, right? So let's see if we can figure out a way to do that dynamically. So what's our format? It's like insert into, right? Insert into, and then it's users, and then it's the values, and then what is it? Do we remember?
What was that?
Like this or something? Or quotes, you said? Right, then it's the stuff. They come in like this, and we would have like Corey, and then we would have comma. It's like this, right?
In the email.
Pursuit, comma, and then we can keep going, right?
So let's insert into, and then the table name, and then the columns, and then values, and then inside the parentheses is the actual seeds, like the data inside the.
Yep. Yeah, right? So if we know that, we can join everything with a comma in like a join. So we can keep everything in this array and create these strings like this. And then just join them in and stick them at the end. So let's see what that looks like. So we can say, oh, like let users. And then we can say, we can do a nice old for loop. And while, how many do we want? 25? Okay, so now we're gonna loop through this thing 25 times. And we can say let username equal, and we can call on our faker. So we can go faker name dot first name. Or maybe, yeah, that sounds fine. Okay. And then what else did our user have? Email. Let email equal faker dot I forget what it is. Internet email. Do we want just a first name or a whole name? Do we care? Full name is fine then. All right, is that all we had for our users? Okay, cool. So let's create this string. It's gonna give us back a whole name. This is, we're using this gem. So let's start crafting this string. So we have that, and then we're gonna have one quote plus, and then we've got to have our username. And then we can concat that with the other end of that quote. Oops, I gotta keep it in double quote. So this would just be a single quote again here, right? And then this has a comma, another single quote, plus email, plus, and then we have to end that quote thing, and just close the parenthesis. That should be fun. Right? It looks a little funny, but if you think about like the actual string that will be inside, it should work. Just kind of delete the double quotes from your head and join everything together, and you'll see that it's going to work. I'm creating a string for what we'll be putting into this array, so then we'll be able to add tons of users at once. So I'm creating users dynamically.
Why are you putting a lot of quotations?
Because the syntax for this, so this is all going to be in a string, and then these are the values, right? So these are the values that we're creating dynamically, and that looks like this. If I were to really write pursuit, right? And so this is something that's going to be evaluated, and this is something that's going to be evaluated. So what I'm doing is here I'm taking this chunk in order to separate that, and then I'm taking plus this chunk here, and then I'm taking this chunk to get these quotes, and then I'm taking this chunk. Yeah.
Which string interpolation make it look clearer?
Probably.
So we're keeping the double quotes?
Well, the double quotes are going to be gone when everything gets concatenated. Hmm. Johnny?
The double quotes idea.
Because to keep it as a string. Yeah, because the single quotes, because it goes in with quotes around it. If you look at what you probably wrote for your seed. So I'm just going to push in our string. Okay. One down, a couple more to go. So now let's do the same thing for photos. Like photos. This. For how many photos do we want? Well, I'm not going to be able to control which user they go to. I don't want to control which user they go to, but I is equal to 0. But if we want to do 50 photos, that's fine. I is less than 50. I plus plus. And then we've got to figure out everything that our photo takes in. So our photo takes in a user ID and a URL. Okay, so we can do let user ID equal. So so we know how it's going to go when we put it into the database, right? It's going to go 1 through 25 for the users. Is that a fair assumption?
Yep.
All right, so if we know that, our user ID just has to be some number between 1 and 25. So we can just go like math.floor, math.random times 25 plus 1. Great. Now we'll have our user ID. And then we got to get our photos. So let's say let URL. And I don't know this one off the top of my head. So let's see if Faker has a URL that we can use. Hopefully. Oh, image. I don't know. Maybe this will just be a random image. Maybe image URL. Let's take it. So this would be faker.image.image URL. Faker.image.image URL. That's spelled right. Or no, lowercase r. Okay. So now we got that. Pretty cool. It's just going to be the same thing, I think, right? Let's just copy this. It should be pretty similar. Let's see. So this will have to be, this probably doesn't go in quotes, right? No. So because it's a user ID. User ID. I'm going to remove that single quote. And we've got our URL. And then let's push that in. So we'll say let photos push string. Yeah.
Is there a reason why you don't use the on image URL have it be a function, but you have email functions that just make her?
I think you're right. Good catch. Very nice catch. Okay, so now we've hopefully, assuming everything's correct, we've got our users and our photos.
Why do you have a let photos, push, and not let?
This,
Yeah.
I'm pushing these into an array. Thank you. Am I doing that again somewhere else? Oh, okay, great. All right, before we get too crazy, let's just make sure this is working. And so we'll say users, and I'll say users. Say photos, and I'll have photos. Okay, let's run this file. So I'm gonna ls, so node db/seed. That looks very good. It's got all these names and emails and all these IDs and photo URLs. That's great. Let's make sure these are even real photo URLs and that they are appropriate. Because that would be quite the surprise. So, barely appropriate. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, so this is working. That's great. Let's keep going. We've got one more to go. We got comments. We're gonna say comments for let I. How many comments do we want? 100 comments? Sure. Right? Why not? It's really easy to have 100 things in your seed when you do a dynamic. It's like a little confusing, but if you think about how long it would actually take you to do the same amount of seeds, good luck. It's a lot faster to learn this. Although to be on my Yelp clone, I did hand seed all of those. So
Sure.
it's because I really wanted specific names and locations and stuff. I wanted the data to be like really accurate looking. Yeah.
So like data entry people, they enter like in Excel. I've heard that's what like backend to an object. Something similar. Like you were a backend.
You can. Are you asking if you can take information out of an Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it into an object and do something similar to paper.
I'm sure you could. Yeah. I don't know how to do it off the top of my head, but like, definitely go for it. Okay. So comments takes a user ID, photo ID, and body. Great. So we're gonna say well, user ID should be the same line as this. That's easy. I've already done it once. Photo ID should be pretty similar. So let's go. Oops. Photo ID, but our number, we have 50 photos now, yeah? We're not?
I'm wondering how you are integrating into the seed file because it's like a different language. And we're getting an array here, so.
Yeah, that's the surprise. We'll get it. Don't worry. I promise you, this isn't just like for absolutely nothing. Okay, so then we got to figure out some kind of body of text. Looks like lorem. Maybe we can do sentence. That seems like that'd probably be like kind of short. Should probably be good for a comment. So let's go body equals Baker dot lorem dot sentence. Hopefully I spelled that right. Good on? All right. Oh, yes. Okay. So that looks like everything we need for our comments. So we got to create this string again. So I'm just going to rip this string and adapt it. So our user ID is perfect. And then let's see. User ID, comma, and then this would be, if we can end this quote. Oh, this is going to get confusing.
If you use string interpolation, it might be a little.
All right, let's try it. I'm game. Okay. So we're going to go like that, and we say, oh, we don't have this in quotes, right? This is just user ID. Okay. Comma. That is easy. Nice call, Mateo. Photo ID. And then inside of quotes, we will have our body. What's going on? Why can't I see? Our for loop not close? Is that what's going on? Okay. And then we can push that in, comments.push, and we'll say string. And then let's just log this to make sure our comments are also working.
Has three.
Thank you.
And on 30.
Where are we? Also, I love to write comments with 3 M's. But it's a shame that whoever invented the word misspelled it. Okay, this looks pretty good. This looks like what we want. Some random comment. All right, so we got to put these in on the right order. So users should go first, right? Because users doesn't refer to anything. Then photos, as photos refers to users, and then comments refers to both. So I'm going to join each one right at the bottom. So I'm going to I'm going to say users equals users.join. And I'm going to go like that. I'm going to give that space. Same with photos. Give it that space. And same with comments. So far, so good. Let's go for it. Move this up a little bit. Do I need to delete the last one? What do you mean? Tell me what you mean by that. This join one doesn't add something to the end of the array. Yeah.
Can you explain lines 33, 34, I think it's 35?
I'm turning an array into a string, except making it so each item in that array has the comma and a space after it. All right, so now we got our DB from before, and we can say db.none. And let's get crazy. So we can go insert, if I could just spell, insert into, and we can say users, username, email. What do you, oh, into, I gotcha. Into email, and we can say values. And now values takes in a string, right? It's pretty easy. We got our string there. We say users plus a nice semicolon at the end. That's going to return to us a promise, right? This is a promise, PG promise. No problem. Got then. Anonymous function. It's not going to return anything, so I don't care about anything. But I can just write it again. db.none. Insert into photos. And photos takes in, we said, what order did we do it all? User ID and URL. User ID. Oops. I lost one. There we go. User ID, URL. And we said values, space, photos. Cool. This is getting a little ugly. Maybe we could have done async await or something, but whatever. We're already here. And we got to do one more. So we go to then db.none. Insert into comments. And I guess I'm not doing a space. And I do, what was our order? User ID, photo ID, body. user ID, photo ID, body, and we'll say that the values for those things should be comments. Cool. Yep.
Why are we returning a promise? Are we getting a promise here? Why are we getting a promise back here?
This is PG promise.
Okay, so on line 38, we're actually getting a promise of like database stuff, and I don't understand why.
That's what PG promise does. It accesses the database, and then we say what kind of data and information we want back, and then it always returns a promise with whatever that information is that came back. We're specifically asking for nothing back.
And to just elaborate on it a little bit more, right? That's because database queries are always asynchronous. They happen. So we need some way of handling that. Either we'll do it as like a callback function or as a promise, or we'll use async await. Like whatever strategy we're going to use, we have to have some kind of way to handle the fact that database queries are going to take a little bit of time.
And we haven't been doing that in the past because every time it's a different request, right?
We
have
still,
separate requests every
were
time.
doing the promise back. Yeah.
But I mean, we didn't do the that then. We didn't do kind of the chain requests.
I believe we did. You got a response back, and then you would send the response back for like get all pets and stuff.
Oh, but what I mean, we didn't kind of change queries to the database.
Yeah, we've never changed queries to the
And in this
database.
case, we have to do it because we need to wait for the database to kind of finish receiving, and only then you see it with something else.
Totally, 100%. Yeah, specifically we're waiting because this relies on this to already be here, and this relies on both of these to already be here. If it was like a different table entirely that didn't touch any of the other ones, I wouldn't have to wait. That's a great check. Okay, let's try it. Let's run this. Here we go, node dbc, and looks like something is happening. Great, no errors yet. Fingers crossed that everything's cool. Might take a minute. All right, this is a lot of junk we're putting in our database, so I'm expecting this to take like a minute.
It already returned back.
Perfect. Great, and there was no error. Otherwise, we would have seen an error. But so let's go look at the stuff. We can open up pSQL, and we can say new connection and type in latergram. Connect it, and we have our users, which we've got all these users here, all these photos, and all these comments. Awesome, right? We've got like a full database now. I thought we had more photos. Yeah, I thought we had more stuff. It might. So this is of 50. This is not all of it. It's just, I guess it's only default showing 25 things. I'm gonna go ahead and believe we have everything. And regardless, 25 is more than enough stuff. All right, let's get back to Express. So we've got our C file, that's done. Our SQL file is done. Our routes are not done. And our queries are not done. So, what do we want to do first? User queries?
Yeah.
What did you guys do first? Users? Okay, so we'll say new file. and we do user queries. Oh, we should do a folder, right? That sounds like a good idea. Let's stay really organized. These are gonna get bigger and bigger, and we gotta stay more and more organized, right? So I'm gonna say queries, and in here, user queries. Okay, something like that. All right, cool. So first thing we got to do is import our DB, right? So we got DB, and we can get that from or in here. So it's going to be / index.js. And what's our first function?
Get all you.
Yeah, let's do it. So const get all users. Tell me about this. Tell me about this middleware. What's the middleware thing take?
Request, response, and next.
Yeah, right. It takes in a request, a response, and a next.
Press. Wow.
Then what do we do? db.any. And what's our query going to look like?
Select star.
Yeah, I like that. Select star from users. Then what? Then we're getting back.
Data.
We're going to get back data, or we can also call this users, right? We're getting back users. And then let's give back this response for when somebody goes to this route. So we'll say res.status. And we'll pass in a response of 200. And then we'll say .json. And let's do it. So we'll say status is success. Users is users. Message. So something like received all users. And we should have a .catch, right? Because we are people, not animals. .catch. Error. Next. Error. Okay. This should feel a little familiar to us, I hope. Yeah.
Should line 12 be equals or a bigger?
Should line 12 be equals or a big arrow? It should definitely be an arrow. Fun fact, I forgot to put the tip on an arrow during a test once and could not figure out that error for about 40 minutes. I looked at it. Anyway, passed the test, but I couldn't. I didn't know why I was wrong. The error was really not clear. Anyway, so definitely remember that. Please don't do that. Okay, and then what? And then we should probably write some sort of routes, right? So we can go into our routes folder, and we already have a routes for that. Yep.
Sorry, where, can you go back?
User queries.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I missed the users. I was wondering where did you put the data?
Yeah. I just called it users this time.
You have to export your.
I don't know. Do I need to export, Trey?
I believe so.
I think you're 100% right. How do I do it?
Module export.
Module.exports.
Code versus.
Nice. Yeah, great idea. Great idea to export your functions. Otherwise, you will definitely get an error. All right, so now we're in our users route here, where we go express. We required express. We've gone a router, and then we said when we hit all get, this is just slash for all users at this point. So instead of this, right, we actually want something else. We want to fire our, how do we do it? What do we want to do? I'd say so, yeah, sounds good. We want to fire get all users, and we got to import it, yeah, exactly. So we can go const all users from, oh, I can't do that. I'm still in React mode. Require, right? And then it's from where are we? We are in route, so // db / queries / users queries. Okay. Not too shabby. So how do we check this? We got to go over here, right? Say, hey, is users give us anything? Said respond with a resource. So we probably have to restart our program. So I'm gonna go like that. There's gonna be a node mon. Let's do it. Node mon, and we are in app, and we got to go to bin. Node mon bin slash. Yeah, but it's just doing this under the hood. Right? Because if we look at our package JSON, this is what it's doing. And so I'm hoping we can just use node mon and not use start. All right. So we got all these users, right? We got Marvis and Lana and Dr. Alvin Shonen showed up. Oh, very good. He was my doctor when I was a kid. Okay. That's cool. Oh, Miss Evan. She's my third grade teacher. All right. So, come on. We got to make something fun here, right? This is like so monotonous. It's so repetitive. Okay. So we got to get all users. What else did we get? Were we asked to get? Get all photos for a single user. Okay. Does that sound like a user query or a photo query? See, this is like, I don't know. Let's talk about it. What? Who said photo? Why?
You have photos for user?
For a user, yeah.
Because we need to get photos. So it's a photo.
Okay, that's fair. But what's the route going to look like? Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Like select.
You mean? Right, because I mean, it's definitely up for debate, right? Both are fair. You could do something like, if it's a photos route, it'd be something like photo / user, right? User / ID, right? That's possible. Or it could be users / ID / photos. I personally like this one because then it would be /photos / comments, and that's just how I think about stuff. But I think, it's definitely like fair game if you went the other way. Any thoughts on any of that? What do we? All right.
Can we have both?
Can you have both? Yeah, I guess you could have two routes that lead to the same spot. Yeah, You definitely could do something like that. Just like it becomes like an issue of like where do we want to store the information? I'm feeling a little lazier than sometimes. And since I already have a user queries, I think I'm just going to go for it here. So if I say get all photos for one user, get all photos for a user, that's a mouthful. That's going to take, yeah, did I? Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So used to hearing that. Okay, request, response, and next. And what's the sequel for this look like?
You do that one.
What are we gonna need? Do we need anything? Tell me more.
Let's user ID equals
Almost. So we got a parse int, let's say. Right, because it's going to come in. Although actually, I don't know if I think we might have debunked that JR or something, right? We don't actually need parse int.
We might have.
All right, never mind. But I think, but then we go request, right? This is coming up with a request .params.id. Right, so this is somewhat similar. This should be kind of like, oh, I kind of remember stuff from this from Express, but also kind of remember stuff like this from React, right? It's like that wildcard idea. And then we got to do db.any. What's our query going to look like? Yeah. Who wants to help with the query? Anyone confident? Yeah, Muna, let's do it.
I'm not sure if it's right, but this is right in it.
Cool.
Let's start from users or user ID.
From photos where, sorry, I'm trying to keep up with you. Users.id. Oh, user ID, is that what you said? Equals, and then the dollar sign. User ID. Maybe I should have called this that too. Okay. How do we feel about that? Select star from photos for user ID is the 1. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. We're probably gonna also get, that should be good. I think we'll definitely try it out.
Can you remind me what is the second argument one?
Why did I use the second argument way?
Yeah,
What
what is the second argument?
This is to fill in the spots. So if it's an array, the first thing in the array is the first thing number. The second thing in the array is the second number. With only one thing, the array is actually optional. The other way was with an object where we passed in keys, values, where it was expecting the same key as that object. Definitely go back and check.
What was the syntax that goes out of?
Definitely go back and check. It's on Petpedia. Right? We can all look that up at this point. Okay, so now we select, and we're gonna go .then, and this should give us all of our photos. I know I used to always do data. Today I'm switching it up because you never know what you're gonna see out in the wild, right? So it's important to see like different things. Also, I was thinking about it. I think when we do axios.data, if we do it this way, we'll do axios.data.data. When I think we're gonna want axios.data.photos. So we'll see. Coming up a little bit later. Okay, so we go res status 200. .json, and we can say status is success. And go photos, Those split the message all user photos. And we're not animals here. There. I am an animal a lot of the time. I forget to do this constantly. That doesn't mean you should. You happy with that? And
Can you explain where the photos is coming from?
this is the response from the promise. Get all photos for a user. It's a mouthful. And from here, we can do another route then, where we say router slash ID slash photos, right? We happy with that? Okay, okay. Let's try it out. So we say users. Let's see what Miss Evans is up to. Slash photos. So she didn't do any photos. See if anybody else. Someone did. All right. This person was really into making photos. Good for them. We good? Okay, so now we've got all these photos. What else were we asked to do? I like legit don't remember. Comments? What about comments? Comments for a photo? Okay. So that should be, what's that? What route is that?
Oh, wait, you're talking about users?
Wait, what?
No, we still on users.
Are there more user routes for us to do? Did we do the warm up? We had to create a user? Okay, let's do it. Let's create a user. While we're still in users, let's create a user.
Carmen saw it.
Sure.
On 25, I was asking where the photos, data, I guess, is coming from.
Mhm.
This photos of photos.
It's from our,
On 25.
yeah, well, this photos is coming from here.
That's
Which
the
is,
same thing.
yep. It's the response. This is a function that gets called on the response. So we have a create user, and we go request, response, and next. Okay, how's this gonna go? Anyone want to help me on that?
Insert.
DB done not.
DB, yeah, okay. Thank you, Jared. Let's do it. DB done, none.
Parentheses, insert
Insert into
users. And
email. Yeah,
values
okay.
and the money sign.
The money sign. Username. I like that. That bit, another big green. Yeah, all right. Email, yeah, as it's traditionally called, the big green.
Request body.
Request body. Okay. Cool. I like it. All right, and so then we're going to get back another thing, right? So we say .then. We don't want anything back, so I'm just going to leave that empty. And we can go res status 200 JSON. And let's do it. So we say status success message new user added or something. And we'll do a little catch. Okay. I did not use backticks, no.
PG Promise doesn't need backticks.
So PG Promise is gonna look for a key in the body called username and a key in the body called email. Okay, and then we gotta export that. So we're gonna say create user. Create user, and we'll import that over here. Let me say create user. Start to get a little unwieldy. And then what's the thing here? Router dot. What is it? What's it gonna be? Post, right? Post is how we add stuff. Post. And it's a slash. And we'll say create user. Excellent. So I guess we should check this in Postman. Yeah? I don't know if we'll be able to even tell that effectively, but we should be able to get something back. So let's open up Postman, which we can really stretch our legs and remember, right? No, I haven't used Postman yet since season 3 either. So you guys are going to have to help me remember. But hopefully with 30 plus of us, we'll be able to get it together. All right, so we got our Postman. Now that's old news. This should be users. And we're going to say post. And then what? Into body. And oh, we still have a username, and oh, this was something. It's trying to do a SQL injection. Definitely don't want to mess around with that right now. Okay, so we got Corey and Corey Pursuit.nyc. Is that all we need? Maybe? Let's see. Success, new user added. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Probably not, this is still only showing 25. So anyway, all right, so that route works. Anything else? What are other routes that we needed? What? Comments. Okay, so we've got to do something with comments. What are we going to do with comments? We're done with users, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so let's do our comments. So inside of queries, new file, and we'll do comment queries. Comment queries.js. What do we need? We need this line, right? It's out of here. It didn't work, so let's just write it. Const db require /index of JS. What do we want to do with our comments? Eric, what do we want to do with our comments? We want to what?
Get all
All right. Const get all comments. This is going to take in a request, a response, a next. Then what? db.any. Select star from comments. Does that look good? Is that all we need? But then, excuse me, we're going to say comments res.status 100 JSON. Right, I'm trying to speed this up a little bit here. Status is success. So comments is And we'll give a message. Okay. What else? Anything? Was there anything else we need from that? Let's export and check it. Export. Oh, that's not quite right. I'm still in React. Module.exports. Get all comments. And then, so we got to figure out a new route thing here, right? So our routes is going to have to be comments.js. We want to stay consistent. Comments.js. And what did we do in users? Oh, we had these lines. So let's do that here. You are right. Totally right. Catch. Thank you. Okay. Right, and we should get ready to export. What do we need to do here? What do we think? Hmm? Yeah, what's our first row? Router duck, yeah. Yeah, sounds great. So we got to import, get all comments in here. So I'm going to say const, get all comments, equals require, and this is dot slash db slash query slash comment queries.js. Great. And so in order to test this, where do we have to bring this in? So we've got this route. Is that in our app.js maybe? Ah, okay. So let's just call this comment router. Comments. And comments. Comment router. Okay. Should probably be comments router, but I think it's still gonna work. All right, let's see how it works. So we go to our back to our website. And we say slash comments. And we get a whole lot of comments. Excellent. Almost there, right? We're almost there. What else do we have to do? Okay, did I ask for that? Okay. So let's add a way to create a new comment. So that's going to be in our comment queries. We can say const create comment request.response.next. What's this look like? db.none, sure. Then what? Insert into comments. Yeah, so, right, I forget what they took in body, it said. User ID and photo ID. Gee, wowie. Insert into comments, body ID, body user ID, photo ID. What else? Anything else we need? Do we need to refer back to our user queries? We did values. We did something. Yeah. Right, and we did body. User ID. Photo ID. So I guess we're sending this all in on the body for this one. Is that what we've decided? I feel like we're gonna have the photo ID available to us, right? Or maybe not. Okay. So let's just also send request that body, and we'll just assume for now that we're sending everything back. And that should be all we need to do.
Or can I ask you a question?
Yes.
That question that you gave us just now, I feel like we're gonna have that ID. That's like up to us if we have that or not, right?
Mm-hmm. Part of that is design, yeah, design structure. Definitely. Good observation. Yeah, we're not.
So, right now, we're posting these, doing those cross press report. That's why you will press that, press that body. But how, like, will the user do it?
So it depends on what the route is going to be. So personally, I would probably make this a photos route because people are only commenting on photos. So mine would be photos / ID / comments, which we can do that, even though it's. We'll adjust that later, but that's how my real route would be. So it'd be photos / photo ID / comments, because I would consider that to be a nested thing. And so then we would get our photo ID from the params. The user ID would be by the current user. And then the body will be when they type in, which we'll send back when they submit the form.
What if you have, can you use more than one program in a row? You have
Yeah, absolutely.
one comment or one ID, or sorry, for one photo.
Yeah.
One again.
Yeah, it could be a longer thing for sure. It's like photos / the users / ID / photos / ID / comments. Is that what you're thinking? It starts to get long,
Yeah.
which is okay, but it,
Get into that thing way, request that perhaps.
whatever you called it in the wild card. Yeah.
So you have to call it differently?
Well, I wouldn't call them both ID.
Oh, okay, so you have to.
Yeah, photo ID.
No matter where they are in the tab, it's just all gonna be incorrect.
Good question. Congrats, new comment. So let's just quickly create a comment and we can import that over here. Create comment. Router dot, what is it? Okay, there we go. / create comment. Okay. Postmates, here we go. Comments, so now we have to add a bunch of other stuff, right? So I'll say body. Well, it's shaking like crazy. Oh, okay, but is there a way to mark this off? Oh. The body is like this cool pic. User ID. Well, we know there's a 13. That sounds good. Photo ID. They commented on their own picture. That's super weird. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, and let's try it. So we'll say send. And we'll pray that it works. Taking a weird amount of time. We did get an error. Comments does not exist. Comments does not exist. What do we think that means? Relation. Comments does not exist. So maybe we misspelled something in our comments. Queries. The 3 M's. That would do it. Classic. And let's try it again. Success. Congrats, new comment. Yes. All right. Any other routes that we had to do? No? That was it? Okay, cool. So let's do the final thing, which is the lesson today. Right? This was like pretty much all review. And now it's time for the lesson. And it's a short lesson today. That's why I took you guys all the way to 40. All right, so this is cool. We've got a way of getting information from our late gram. But how does this connect with the front end? Right? That's really like, aren't we just wondering like, well, when are we going to actually connect? Well, we've done Express, we've done React, now we've done Express. So let's connect it. So how are we going to do this? Well, I'm going to get on a back end. Okay, and I'm going to create a React app. I'm going to call it front end. Okay, so I'm in this project. I am creating another folder called front end, and this is going to be our front end. So some of us might be thinking like, what port does Create React App run on?
3000.
It does, right? It always runs on 3000. What port is our Express app running on?
3000.
Oh, okay. So there's definitely an issue there, right? Because we don't want to make requests to the exact same ports. So we have to make a change. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change our port for our backend. Yes, Neeleen. Right. Okay. Oh, we're gonna do it this way. So we don't have to worry. If we're getting things like unexpected, that means like we're not in control. And it's always good to be in control. So when we're gonna go to our back end, we can look at Devu. So this is where that's really happening, right? It's saying port 3000. All right, I mean, we can change this to a variety of numbers. I'm gonna change it just to 3001. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna check and make sure that our backend updates. Maybe I'll kill it and run it. And I'm going to assume that that worked. Well, actually, I don't need to assume. I can just check. So in our comments, this should no longer work because there is no 3000. And when I go to 3001 and do /comments, it works. All right, so we are now on the back end under this port of 3001. Awesome. And our Create React app, how's it doing? Oh, it looks pretty good. So let's go and check out our front end stuff. We're going to go look at our app, and we have all this random stuff that I'm not at all interested in. I'm just going to say hello. And let's run our app. So I'm going to go CD and do our front end. And I'm going to go npm start, right? It's like how we've been doing it. And we're on 3,000 now, and hopefully it's going to say hello, and we'll know that things are working correctly. All right, hello, with the W. Cool. I like to reinvent words. Johnny. No, they don't have to be like that. This is just one structure. If you read the GitHub, I think that one's in a different structure called client and stuff. This is one of the ways I like to do it, because to me it's like super clear what things are. Okay, so let's say I want to go get all the users, right? I just want the page to load and I want to see all the users. Something we've wanted to do, right? So I would go into component to mount, right? We have a, I'll do a state, let's say. This dot state. Oh, actually, if I'm not gonna do that, I'll just do state like that, and I'll say users. It's an array. New syntax to use, it's okay. It's the same thing. The constructor stuff's already built in. And then we can do a component to mount. Yikes. And okay, well, we generally do an Axios call, right? So let's import Axios. Axios. But we don't have Axios yet. So let's go install that. npm install Axios. Oh, we are so close. All right, so we've got Axios, let's say. So I'm just going to write it as if we still have it. So I'm going to say Axios at get. Uh-oh, right? What are we going to get? Could get localhost, yeah. Yeah, so something like that could work, but we can also set up something called a proxy. And we can do that in our package JSON in our front end here. So we have two package JSONs. This is our front end. And so underneath our browser list here, I'm going to add proxy, colon, and I'm going to say 3001. This is referring to what I'm already on, yeah?
I just type proxy slash.
I'm not going to type proxy, but good guess. Okay, so I've saved that. Hopefully, yeah. I've saved that. And now I'm going to, it knows when I just don't specify a route to go to the proxy. So I can do /users. Do that then. Fonts, debugger. As any sane person would do. And let's see how things go. Open this up. Request status 404. Why? So it didn't like it, so something was wrong. Maybe I have to restart our server for React. I think everything else is right. Shouldn't have to npm install. Oh, and it's freaked out. I must have spelled something wrong.
Again, it's actually.
No. Here we go.
It's I think you have to type out the whole thing. HTTP.
Oh yeah, you're right. HTTP.
2001.
Yeah. Is that it? Okay. I think everybody is right. Trying to go off memory. Okay. Let's try it again. Clear this. This is like old news. Okay, and we've hit our debugger. So we can look res.data, like we've always done, get a success. We've got all of our users. We've got 26 users, right? Because I got added at the bottom. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So if we wanted all of our comments, wherever our code is, right? It's the same thing. So instead of users, if I just wrote comments, refresh, run a debugger again. There's that data. Oops. Comments. Right, we've got 101 comments. Not too bad, right? A lot of review, about 10 minutes of lesson. Yeah, Johnny.
What about post, say, data form? As opposed
Well, how do you do Axios.post? Right, Axios.post. And I think it was, we did it like that for users. And then we had a body, right? And we did username, Corey. Oh, we should call it something else. We'll call read. And we'll say email. Read, you got in. And we'll say big gains. Big gains at hotmail.lrc. All right. And then let's see what happens. So now,
Should we email that?
when we reload, that didn't like it. Why not?
Post to users, right?
Oh, yeah. This should be still /users. Quick debugging. We hit our error, and we go res dot, and then we got our data. Success, new user added. Pretty cool. So that was pretty painless. So like to go back, we can also see that now if I just go to users.
So we're the key to like integrating React and Express here, right? Like I think we have a lot of experience with querying an API, grabbing data from it, and rendering that data. That was what our whole test was about, right? But for adding a new user, right, like how do we do that? Well, we control our form input in our state, right? And then once our form input is complete, then we interpolate it into the post body like that.
Yeah, right. Just that state, that whatever, that your form or however you have it.
And that's how you add new user, right? That's how you like that. This is literally how a registration form on a React-powered website works.
So now we can see that read is still in here. We go
It's not much time.
/users,
Not yet.
then chill out. Debugger, right? And go back. And now we should be in here. So we're going to say res.data.users. There he is. Read at big gains. All right. Yeah, that's it.
So the assignment this afternoon is based off of a really substantially simpler example. You can go to the example code on my GitHub. You can clone it. You can npm install it. You can look around, see what it's all about. What it is just a little app where you can add users, you can remove users, you can edit users. That's it, right? So your task with the assignment is to just clone that really basic app, not like a Git clone, like actually write it out for yourself, right? And then the second part is to expand it a little bit. But we wanted to keep the example